I'm joined now by Marine Corps veteran and author Elliot Ackerman, who served 5 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. First, sir, thank you for your service, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, in an interview with ABC News last week, you said that the fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban was an avoidable betrayal of millions of Afghans, and said the reverberations of how the U.S. has handled this will echo for generations. So having said that, I'd like to know what was your reaction as you were watching these attacks play out?
Well, I've spent about the past 10 days, along with a network of veterans of the Afghan war, journalists who worked there, trying to evacuate both American citizens and Afghans out of the country. The administration's efforts at evacuation have been haphazard at best. And we've been trying to basically smuggle people into the airport because you cannot get into the airport. To get into the airport over the last 10 days has been the equivalent of trying to get to the front row of a Rolling Stones concert at Wembley Stadium and then to have the band call you up on the stage. That's how huge these crowds are. So I've been spending days trying to get folks into the airport. And today I had a group of 29 that the Marines were able to bring into the airport. And the Marines did this because these are Marines I actually know. I'm calling old friends of mine who are deployed in Afghanistan right now who are snatching people into the airport. And those 29 individuals were brought into the airport 20 minutes before the suicide attack at Abbey Gate.
Elliot, you were just talking about using a network of folks trying to get people out, obviously without, giving any details. Were you successful? Were you able to get people out?
Over the last 10 days, we've gotten about 175, 180 out in relatively small batches, but it shouldn't come to this. It shouldn't come to, at the end of a war, individuals through their relationships, that's how they get out. The only reason these people could get out, these Afghans, is because they either knew me or knew another veteran or knew another journalist who knew someone in the government who could basically identify them and say, go into the crowd and pick this person out. Literally, one of the people I've been on the phone with is the Marine commander at the airport. And the only reason I can get on the phone with him is because he and I were classmates in our 20s in our training in Quantico. And for all these other Afghans, they're out of luck. I've been on your program. I've been on CNN. My inbox is filled with emails from Afghans begging for help because they don't know anyone who can get them in. So this just shows a complete collapse of American competence. There is no plan. The fact that it's come down to these networks of people to help Afghans shows that there is virtually no formal government support. So we can debate whether or not we should have kept troops in Afghanistan or should have not kept troops in Afghanistan, as the president was doing at the end of his press conference. And we can have a moment of silence and we can talk in platitudes about service, but that cannot be a substitute for competence. I mean, this is an administration that ran on the idea of empathy for one, and the idea that it understood the value of service. And I think in this process has shown anything, it's shown that this administration and the president himself doesn't understand empathy and has fallen down on that. First of all, where's the empathy for all of these Afghans for whom we gave our word? And also, where is the empathy for all the Americans who served there, who are now involved in this Dunkirk-esque operation? And how does the administration understand the value of service? How can you understand my service or the service of the Marines who just died today when it seems we're so willing to just squander that service through incompetence? So I know those are tough words, but these are tough times, and this incompetence has very real consequences, as we've seen today, and people should be held to account.
Elliot, first of all, I just want to go back to the fact that your inbox is loaded like that. It must be heartbreaking for you to see those messages, knowing that you yourself and your team can't get everybody out. So I am sorry for that. I can't imagine what that is like. But your words are so strong and so powerful. I hear the anger in your voice. I understand that you're angry. So just answer me this question. Do you think we would have seen what we saw with these attacks? Do you think there would have been any American casualties had the administration handled this better and planned a more orderly exit? And could they have?
Absolutely, they could have. There were voices speaking very strongly from the moment that President Biden announced the full withdrawal in April. People like Congressman Seth Moulton, Congressman Peter Meir, Congressman Jason Crow, all veterans and non-veteran members of Congress saying in newspapers that the administration needed to plan, while it had time, a mass evacuation of Afghans to the United States through SIV, or if they couldn't get them cleared through the special immigrant visa process, a mass evacuation to Guam, which is what was done at the end of the Vietnam War while there was still time. We made the decision to close Bagram Air Force Base and Kabul Air Force Base. We never should have made those decisions. It doesn't take much to just look at a map and recognize the fact that Afghanistan is a landlocked country. So this isn't like a Vietnam. You don't have coastline to deal with. You have to fly everybody out. And after all of those warnings were made by members of Congress, people in the media, I myself, I'm a writer, I wrote about this. None of that was heeded. The administration did not have a plan, and we're seeing the results of it today. And I apologize if you hear frustration in my voice. It's just that this was utterly avoidable to anyone who was watching with any bit of interest.
Absolutely. By the way, there's no need to apologize. I was just pointing out that obviously you're very passionate about this. No need to apologize. There are a lot of people who are disappointed and angry today about this as well. Marine Corps veteran and author Elliot Ackerman, thank you so much for your time, your service, and for getting the folks out of Afghanistan who you say you've gotten out.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.